Good morning, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jew Jets Show. This week we played the 5-0 Philadelphia Eagles. While they might be undefeated so far this season, they're also undefeated against the Jets in franchise history. So can the Jets give the Eagles two number one losses this week? Can Breece Hall keep rolling? Can the Jets contain this Eagles offense? And can Zach Wilson keep rolling? Find out in today's video, of course, along with who's going to win. See you guys after the intro. So starting off on the offensive side of things, Philadelphia definitely has a solid defense. I would definitely say better than solid. They have one of the better units in the NFL. The run defense is currently the best in the game, allowing an average of 61.2 yards a game, which is absolutely nuts. Their passing defense definitely is beatable. They're currently allowing the 25th most yards per game with 247.6. But the pass rush they have is absolutely insane. They have 15 sacks on the season so far. That group is headlined by Jalen Carter, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox. The talent on that defensive line is absolutely insane. Now, Fletcher Cox is currently dealing with a back injury. Didn't play last week, was limited in practice today being Wednesday, October 11th. So who knows how Fletcher Cox is going to play this week, if he plays or even if he plays at all. But without Fletcher Cox, the Eagles still have enough talent on that defensive line to wreck just about any offensive line in the game. But what should be the goal for the Jets this week? Passing the football might be the goal because, as I said, Philadelphia has allowed the 25th most passing yards per game this year with 247. So the bottom line is teams have been able to throw the ball against Philly this year. And over the past 2 weeks, we've seen Zach Wilson play some pretty solid football. The best 2-week stretch of his career, I definitely would say so. I mean, he's had a higher than a 70% completion percentage for the first time in his career in back-to-back games ever. Definitely progress from Zach Wilson. And 2 weeks ago against Kansas City, we saw him completely take over the game. We let him play a lot in that play action. We gave him a lot of quick passes. We made Zach Wilson comfortable. And that's what the New York Jets have to do this week against Philadelphia. We have to let Zach Wilson get comfortable. We have to let him take over at certain points in the game because the offensive approach we had last week, running it on the first 2 downs and then passing it on 3rd down, might have worked against one of the worst defenses in the league in Denver's, but that's not going to fly against this Philadelphia Eagles defense, which is, of course, one of the better units in the league. So we're going to have to mix it up this week in terms of offensive play calling and just let Zach Wilson cook. We got to call those deep shots. We just got to let Zach Wilson do his thing. Those play action passes and quick passes are going to be important as well because, as I mentioned, the Eagles have a very, very scary defensive line. And with no AVT this week and for the rest of the season, the Jets definitely are going to have to try to get the ball out of Zach Wilson's hands quick so that defense line doesn't become a problem for us. And while Philadelphia does have a stout run defense, currently the best in the game right now statistically, they also haven't gone up against that great of talent running the football. The team that they've gone up against this season that averages the most yards per game on the ground has been the Los Angeles Rams, and they average 94 yards a game on the ground, which is currently the 11th worst in the league right now. So while they might have done a great job so far stopping the run this season, they also haven't gone up against a super talented group. So maybe the New York Jets can be the team that changes that this week. The first real test for this Philadelphia Eagles run defense. And whether or not we could see Breece Hall have another amazing performance is yet to be known, but nonetheless, this definitely could be a chance for Breece Hall and company to show out. But this week offensively, the Jets are going to have to keep things balanced. We're going to have to run the ball as much as we pass the ball. Let Zach Wilson cook, but don't be afraid to run it with Breece Hall. Even though the Eagles have a great run defense and they have so much talent on that defensive line, we can't be afraid to challenge it. The Jets can't play scared. We got to trust our guys. We got to trust our guys to make plays, and that's how you beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Another thing the Jets have to take advantage of this week is Philadelphia's poor red zone defense. They currently have the 30th worst red zone defense in the game, allowing a touchdown in the red zone 75% of the time teams are in that area of the field. So whenever the Jets make it to the red zone, they definitely have a better chance of capitalizing because this Eagles defense has been weak in that area. After a pretty weak performance in the red zone last week, hopefully the Jets can get a get-right game this week. But of course, football is a one-sided game. We might have the best game offensively in franchise history, but if we want to win, we need the defense to do their thing. And what does Philadelphia have to offer offensively? Well, currently they have the second best offense in the league statistically speaking. They average 404.4 yards a game, And speaking individual statistics, Hurts has the 10th most passing yards in the league with 1,262, along with 6 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. DeAndre Swift has the 4th most rushing yards in the league with 434 and 2 touchdowns. And A.J. Brown also has the 4th most receiving yards in the league with 541 yards and 2 touchdowns. They also have one of, if not the best offensive lines in the league, a running back committee that outside of DeAndre Swift features a lot of talent from guys like Rashad Penny and Kenneth Gainwell, along with one of the best receiving duos in the league with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, and also a top 10 tight end in Dallas Goedert. They have a bunch of talent on that offense, and this might honestly be the biggest test all season for this Jets defense, just because of the amount of talent and offensive genius that goes behind that Philadelphia Eagles offense. Of course, the main thing that I'm focused on this week is stopping the Eagles' running game, because DeAndre Swift can run the hell out of the rock, but so can Jalen Hurts. And stopping quarterback runs has been a big challenge for the Jets so far this year. Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes have pretty much put up 50 yards back-to-back week against the New York Jets. So, yeah, we're going to have to find a way to contain Jalen Hurts, because he is one of the most mobile quarterbacks in the game. But we also can't forget about DeAndre Swift and the million other running backs they have. The Jets' run defense hasn't really been that great this season, statistically speaking. I thought we've done a pretty solid job. You know, those quarterback runs definitely hindered the stats a lot. But overall in the year, we have been one of the worst teams when it comes to stopping the run. So we're going to have to see a big step up from the run defense in this game, in terms of stopping the quarterback and the running back, if the Jets want to win. Because we could be able to stop Philadelphia from throwing the football, but they're one of the most well-balanced offenses in the league. If they can't pass it, they can most definitely run it. So we're going to have to make sure the run defense steps up a whole lot. And if the passing game can step up like they always do, the Jets should be able to contain this Philadelphia Eagles offense. I mean, so far this season, the Jets' passing attack has made Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen have their worst games of the year. They've been able to keep some of the best quarterbacks in the game in check. So there's no reason why they can't do that against Jalen Hurts. I mean, yeah, this might be one of the most talented receiving duos that DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner and Michael Carter II have gone up against as Jets in their careers, but they're talented enough to contain those units. As long as the Jets can stop the short, intermediate, check down passes that Philadelphia probably is going to throw against us, then we should do a pretty solid job all day at containing this Eagles passing attack. I think Jalen Hurts has 220 passing yards, might throw a touchdown or 2, but I don't see Jalen Hurts having an insane day throwing the football. It's just running the ball with Jalen Hurts is what concerns me the most about the Eagles offense this week. Our pass rush also needs to step up in terms of making Jalen Hurts making some stupid throws, because he does that. Jalen Hurts has a good tendency to just throw some crazy passes. He has 4 interceptions so far on the season, which is almost as much as Zach Wilson. So the Jets pass rush is going to be very vital for the team this week as well. And after a slow start to the season, they have looked well these past 2 weeks. Big reason is because Bryce Huff has been seeing the field more. We're also giving Jermaine Johnson we've been giving him the same amount of reps, he's just been breaking out. So the Jets pass rush can keep up this explosive tendency they've had over the past 2 weeks, then we can definitely cause some havoc in Jalen Hurts' brain and his performance. But whether or not the New York Jets is going to win this game is the biggest question. And why I think this isn't a perfect Eagles team. I mean, while the record might be perfect, they have some flaws. This Eagles team definitely has some flaws. They are a beatable team. They've had a lot of close games so far this year. And I still think this game is going to be close, but I think the New York Jets are going to lose this football game. I think the Eagles move on to 6-0, 13-0 against the Jets, and you know the Jets really want to win this game. You know that it's got to be preached in this building all week long. They've seen on social media that the Eagles are 12-0 against us all time. The Jets coaches probably have been giving that to the players all week long about how we gotta make it 12-1. The Jets are gonna be playing hard this game. I just don't think we walk away with the win. I think it's gonna be close, but I don't think we walk away with the win. Give me the Eagles in this game, 25-20. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by hitting the subscribe and like button. Also, comment down below what your predictions for the game are. But I'm your host, Stuart, signing off for now. See you guys later. Peace.